Yo, what's up? My name is Patrouski, and today I'm going to be showing you guys the biggest shiny hunting changes that might occur from the mainline PokeMMO game to Johto once Johto is officially released. Now, I'm basing all this information off of leaks and off of the Johto PTS, the public test server preview, and all of this is subject to change. So take it with a huge grain of salt, but I feel pretty confident in a lot of these shiny hunt changes. Let's go ahead and start talking about them. First things first, let's cover that the format isn't the prettiest. It's this little notepad document right here, but we can see the Pokedex entry number, the name of Pokemon, the location, the encounter type, etc. The main information that we need in this video is mostly just the name, the species of the Pokemon, and the rarity. And I'll go through everything and verbalize it one by one. I also made a longer, more in-depth video covering this list in detail if you're interested in a full overview and want to see every single Pokemon listed. That'll be linked in the description. Make sure to check that out if you're interested. All right, the first Pokemon up for discussion is pretty on theme since they're actually around me in game right now, is Farfetch'd. Not a Pokemon that a lot of people care about, but the best way to hunt for shiny Farfetch'd in the mainline game right now is egg hunting, which is one of those shiny hunts that takes 6 to 18 months, 120 to 150 million Pokeyen, not for the average player. It's a pretty painful and long one, not to mention expensive. But as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it actually is getting an uncommon single encounter. That is a big deal. Going from a egg hunt to an uncommon single encounter. It is day/morning only, but we'll definitely take that. That is a super huge new way to actively shunt Farfetch'd if you want something a little more casual than an egg hunt. A single encounter hunt like this may take you around 1 to 300 hours depending on how many phases you go, but an egg hunt once again would be 6 to 18 months. That is a huge time save. Next up is a Pokemon that is a lot bigger of a deal than Farfetch'd in my personal opinion. Apologies to those Farfetch'd fans out there. I see you T-nums, but Tauros is getting a common encounter, going from a safari hunt to egg hunt if you want to get it shiny to a single encounter common is insane. That is one of the biggest switch ups you'll see. It's also very possible we don't have hordes yet. We don't have the horde listings yet for Johto. It's very possible this gets switched to a horde. That would be phenomenal. If Tauros went from an egg hunt or a safari hunt all the way to a ×3 or even ×5 horde, even from safari egg hunt to a common single encounter is an astronomical difference. We're talking about thousands of hours saved and hundreds of millions of Pokeyen. Tauros is also a notoriously brutal egg hunt since you have to get those 30,000 Dittos. It's a male-only species, so you actually can't skimp out here and there and get those like monster male or field male egg group breeders. You always have to pay for those expensive shit Dittos. Next up is one of the biggest fan favorites, being Dratini. The entire shiny line is pretty incredible, whether you love Dratini, Dragonair, or Dragonite. There are the Dragonite lovers out there. It's pretty incredible shiny, and it is getting a very common fishing encounter with the Super Rod, not to mention a water and on top of the water uncommon encounter. It's actually really tough to tell whether the on top of the water uncommon encounter or the very common fishing will be faster. It sounds kind of crazy, but you end up getting around 200 to 220 encounters per hour at max rates fishing versus around 300 or so during single encounters. So it ends up being a pretty big difference, and it might just be faster to go for this, but obviously you might get more fails in this location since it's uncommon versus this being very common. We'll just have to test and see once it's released. But a very common rate is going to be a huge bump up from fishing for it at Dragon Spiral Tower, where you have around a 20% chance of getting it, whether it's 5% for Dragonair and 15% for Dratini, and then 80% for Basculins there, which is a huge fail shiny for a lot of people. A lot of people collected quite the amount of Basculins while going for their shiny Dratini. Hilariously, next up is Sentret/Furret. A lot of people know that Sentret/Furret, Furret especially, is a really cute pink shiny, but there wasn't really a good way to hunt them in the mainline games until Johto. We're finally getting a very common in-game location. Before, it was an uncommon single encounter hunt for this pretty like typical, normal, boring storyline Pokemon. Furret's a really cool shiny, a pink shiny a lot of people want to get, so to be able to get this, we'll probably get a ×5 horde of this as well. This is one of those encounters that was very likely to get turned into a horde, but even if not, we still get a very common single encounter versus a single uncommon. Next up, we have the classic Mareep. A lot of people were looking forward to this encounter. Everyone thought that a Mareep horde was coming, and it's probably going to happen. We do see a common encounter for Mareep at Route 32 and Route 42 pretty early on in the game, and I could definitely see this getting an early game ×5 horde, similar to Marl on the water, or maybe even a ×5 horde later on around Route 42. This is one of the biggest shiny hunting changes within Johto. It's going from a safari shiny hunt where you risk it fleeing, that's the best option for Mareep in the main game, to now a possible ×5 horde. An insane change. Next up is one of my favorite additions, and definitely a shiny I will hunt. Delibird got an uncommon and common, plenty of common single encounter locations. I think there's a really good chance we see a ×5 Delibird horde, which would be incredible. A really cool, underrated pink shiny that I would love to hunt. I'm really excited for a Delibird horde. I believe Delibird in the original game is, I believe it's an egg hunt. Someone could correct me, I could be wrong. It might be like an uncommon or rare single encounter. But if something's a rare single encounter, I never recommend shiny hunting it that way. Usually that means it's an egg hunt. And then the biggest change of all for me personally, I saved it for last, Miltank. Miltank is getting a common single encounter. This is an egg hunt. This is a safari rare. You would never hunt it there. This is an egg hunt shiny Pokemon, and it's my second favorite like egg hunt that I would go for. I've been hunting for shiny Cranidos via egg hunts for the last 16 months, and Miltank, if I were to do another egg hunt, Miltank would be the Pokemon. So if I can avoid an egg hunt, that would be the dream come true. If I could get a Miltank horde, that would be incredible news. Even if not, even if it's just a single common encounter, going from an egg hunt to a single uncommon encounter is insane. It's an insane time and Pokeyen save that I am tremendously excited for. And that really is all of the Pokemon I wanted to talk about. If you think I missed anything important, let me know in the comments down below. These are the biggest shiny changes that I noticed on the notepad document in comparison to the mainline game. And once again, this is all speculation. We just don't know yet. This is still the public test server. Test server is key. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO content and tons of news regarding Johto and videos like this. Follow the Twitch for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET. Discord link is down below if you're interested in that. And if you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo help out a ton, keep the lights on, and allow me to make content. Have a great day. I appreciate you guys watching, and just have a good one. Have fun. Be hyped for Johto. Peace. Hey, thanks so much for watching until the very end of the video. I super appreciate that, and if your name is on this list, I appreciate you even more. Thank you so much for going above and beyond and supporting the channel, allowing me to stay full time, and trying to make the best PokeMMO content possible. Thanks again for watching.